English shorthand lower grade 80 words per minute. Tamil Nadu speed papers October 1942. Please get ready. Start. Sir, Jeremy Reisman replying said, "It has been repeatedly suggested that this is a budget which bears hardly on the poor. Sir, I claim that that is entirely incorrect. I do not know whether honorable members have studied the table which has been put at the end of the explanatory memorandum and which shows the percentage which the new direct taxation bears to the scale of income in each case. That is a highly progressive scale. It starts with a very modest percentage and it proceeds to a very formidable height. It is a scale which in normal times would have been regarded as very advanced even in the most I might say socialistically inclined countries. I doubt whether taxation so steeply progressive as that existed in any country a few years ago, except perhaps anything as this would be found anywhere else. And the remarkable thing is not merely the height at the top end, so to speak, but the extreme lightness of the percentage in the lower reaches. I do not know how honorable members who make the criticism conceive that the war could continue to be financed to the extent that it has to be financed by taxation. A careful study of this table will show that the scope for what is called soaking the rich has now practically disappeared, and that further advances in taxation must inevitably take the effect of calling for greater sacrifices from the middle class, the lower middle classes, and even the poor. Now, I understand that the poor man in this country is not a man whose income is between 1,000 and 2,000 rupees. I understand that the poor man in this country has an income which is not even between 100 and 200 rupees a year. We have to remember the background of that scale when we are talking about taxation. Lying heavily on the poor in relation to the economic structure of India, and persons in the scale of incomes between 1,000 and 2,000 rupees a year are very definitely in the middle class, and if we are not to call upon people at that stage to make a contribution in a time of intense national emergency, then I do not see how you are to make a broad-based scheme of taxation at all. And here I would remind critics that in dealing with budget, they should take into account what has not been done as well as what has been done. There are types of taxation to which one's mind inevitably turns, to which resort can justifiably be had in times such as these. We have resorted to such taxation. We have not, for instance, increased the salt tax because we felt that the increase in the national income has taken place in classes and in reaches which should be called upon first before we thought of increasing the cost of an absolute necessity of the very poorest. It is true that there are certain features of this budget which must bear on the income even of the poorest classes, but that is inevitable if any attempt is to be made to deal with the problem in the comprehensive way. Now, various members have hinted or referred explicitly to other kinds of taxes. To the Director of Agriculture, Madras. Sir, I was lucky enough to be introduced to the agricultural implements recommended by your department. After using them for the last 4 years with advantage, I feel sincerely thankful to the painstaking local demonstrator. The iron plows are easy for drought, penetrate deeper and cover more area than the old wooden plows. Above all, it is very economical in the long run and has freed me from my unsteady village carpenter, who was regular in not getting the plows ready in time. I simply adore the moat wheels. They are veritable boon to the bulls. They are so easy and are quite safe in keeping the rope in position without allowing it to slip and cause danger to both men and animals by suddenly pulling them back, as it happens very often by the faulty wooden wheels. By the use of the bund farmer, I am now able to save labor and time. The junior hoe is the thing that has saved me almost double its cost, even in one weeding season for my line sowed cotton crop. It took a little time and pains for training the bulls at first, but it has saved a lot of trouble and money. A pair of bulls and one man are managing the same field for which I was engaging about 30 laborers. I conclude this letter again thanking your department. Yours very truly, Krishna Swami Komarapalayam.